database. Okay, so going back to that example, so before I was talking about like a backend, right? So we have a backend, and a database is basically like a really big Excel spreadsheet, and it just has like a bunch of data on everyone, on everything. Um, so if users sign up, it's going to save the data about them, about the food they order, about where they're going or how much they paid, things like that. So like, yeah, like without the database, it's like the website or the app would have no memory. User authentication, this is basically like login, um, signing up, file storage. Yeah, so like this is all the backend stuff that you need. Like this is like the engine or the gears of a car. Um, and this is like what AI couldn't do before, but now it can. And hence that's why I'm making this tutorial. So create a new project. I've never used Lovable, so we'll both be lost. Perfect. So what I also like to do is I like to open up two AIs, like people stuff. Like GPT is good for creativity, um, logic. Claude is pretty good on those two, but I think where it really shines is like empathy, um, and like marketing, that kind of stuff. It just gets people better. So I'm planning to make a website slash app that's okay. So like GPT said name it wine meat, but I don't think that's going to really compute. Like it doesn't feel very luxe. You see, but like Claude gets it. It says Vinter Circle. Uh, that already sounds much better. Shared vintage. And I will just say chat GPT plan. Right? Yep. And this could change. So, yeah, it's good to stay flexible. Build a full stack. We don't want it to be called wine meat, so we'll change that. Mm-hmm. So like okay, yeah, so let me just check. Okay, so yeah, this is like what I mean by the memory. So the user table, there's an ID, name, email, and then events table. So this is like events happening. This would be like real events, date, location, description, what they're buying, name, location, image if they want to upload it. This is called SQL, but basically it's a tricky concept. But like you're connecting two databases, so we see like 1 1 1 2 1 3. This just means like user 1 2 and 3 are going to the user first event, which is 1. I forget the word, like situation, relationship, something database. Anyway, that's kind of the concept, and then we can see user 5 is also going there. User 2, 4, 5 are going to event 2. So yeah, it's a elegant way to handle things, but you don't really need to, you know. Okay, so yeah, this all sounds good. Pages, websites, these are like different pages. I'm assuming it handles the backend as well, and then design. This is really good, actually. Good stuff. So let's see if Lovable can one shot this. In the vibe coding community, we have a saying, which is like one shotting. When you copy paste the prompt into AI and it just does everything perfectly in one shot, it's called one shotting. Okay, so looks like it got back to us. Luxury hospitality app, private gathering, authentication. Sounds good. Color, typography, style. Perfect. Yeah, so it looks like it just creates something, like a little pop-up. Again, I never used Lovable, but I used bolt.new. This is like similar. I don't believe they have a backend solution, but yeah, it's basically the same. It creates the front end of the website. I believe Lovable is like a European startup, maybe. But yeah, like this will make like really beautiful, epic websites, but it would only be the front end, so like the website would not work. It would just look pretty. Okay, how am I doing on time? All right. So yeah, like I thought about starting this series for a while, possibly a couple of months, but I never really planned this out. So yeah. Okay, going back to the database thing a little bit. So we got the back end, and there's many things happening in the back end, but one of it is like the database. That includes all the stuff like this, and like if a new user signs up, there's going to be another line here. If like 10,000 users sign up, this is going to be like 10,000 rows long. And events could be, I don't know, like hundreds of thousands, over a long period of time if people use it actively. But like we don't have to worry about all that because like this stuff has been around for a very long time, and they kind of like perfected the art. So we just have to like plug into it and use it. But yeah, I guess like we can talk about APIs. So earlier, okay, so this is like the front end, right? What the users see. And then this is the back end. Back end for BE. And we'll talk about APIs for a second, which is essentially the back and forth of the data. So like this kind of stuff, like user events, this is like what's going back and forth. And this is handled by things called API. Usually they're called in the form of like website name, shared vintage, and then slash users. This is just like super simple example, right? Or website name slash events slash join event. it's a terrible example, but just for the sake of example, so this is like the stuff that's in here, and of course, like different APIs do different things. Yeah, APIs are essentially the back and forth communication. But let's say like this, you don't really have to know about all that, but essentially what's happening is uh, the brain of the web or the website app will go into the user table, and it'll figure out like if your ID user 2, user 3, and then return your image or email, for example. And you'll also have all these events attached to your name, right? So let's say like events, you go to like your events page on the website, then it'll call this, and it'll say like, okay, user 2, what is he in? He's in event 1, event 3, event 5, right? So it'll take 1, 3, and 5. So you log in as user 2. It's going to take these events and display that on your website, and it'll do the same for different websites, right? So this is like a pretty high level. I don't know if you can understand it, but in super simple way, you just have to know that it's like a brain, like it's doing the thinking. Yeah, like API technically is here, but like you can think of this as the API, like it's going back and forth. And so like when it's getting data, you call it get. And then if it's like sending data, you say post. There's also like delete, and yeah, editing is still post. These are actually like HTTP, but I mean, yeah, that's still part of that. So okay, how's this going? uh huh what did it did it actually one shot the website? There's no way. I mean, this looks good. Full authentication, wow. Event feed. No way. This is too good and too easy. Okay. So wow. Huh. Okay, we'll use an example from here. Bordeaux. Yeah, so like currently lets you set the time before today, which doesn't make sense. But this is kind of the stuff that the backend would handle. Like if user tries to pick a date that's already passed, and you try to post it, it'll like catch that and then send it back, um, saying it's not possible. Um, yeah, Vineyard. I don't know. Image. Pick a random image. Ain't no way this actually works. Huh. This is wild. Okay, so huh. So we'll make another account to see how all this works. So another one. Da, da, da. Cool place. So yeah, so it seems like there's no how do you call it, verification, or basically checking if something is legit or not. Yeah, it looks like that's not a thing. But damn, like this is pretty amazing, gotta say. So we can click on join event, but like looks amazing. This is crazy. Like how does this work? Okay, so it seems to have created the different databases. Basically, what we saw when I asked for an example. The surprising thing is it's created some sort of its own system to handle all the backend stuff. Is crazy. Usually, like this stuff is pretty hard, complicated. Okay, I wasn't planning to pay for this, but it's kind of changing my mind. This is like really freaking good. Okay, so there we have it. Super simple. Super simple website, made super simply. Yeah, so security is something you want to handle. This is like a demo, so fix it later. So yeah, that's how you make a website. Apparently, it takes one prompt. Um, I mean, there's still like a lot of like small details that we can improve. We can probably connect it to Google Maps, um, and actually make it nice. Connect it to a payment system so you can get paid for all that. But I think what matters is the high level thinking, and also like meta prompting, working with AI. Was able to just make that in one go because of AI. So I think that's important as well. Um, it's published. So here we have the website. Boom. This is incredible. And this is like the phone view. So if you're watching this, you go to this website on your phone, is what it's going to look like. It's actually going to work. So like back in the days, this is how people did stuff. Like they'll just write it and then like I guess show up there on that time. Um, I guess you still do, but yeah, like to flush this or polish this out even more. Um, I guess like you would need to localize it for your location so you only show like what's relevant, and yeah, you could probably make it so people pay, um, and maybe like one person um, brings the wine. I don't know, I'm not sure, but hmm. Yeah. Anyway, this is like a functional website with the backend, like sign up functionality and like event creation functionality that actually works. This is like pretty crazy stuff. Can't believe this works. Um, yeah, and it's just gonna get better from here. So, I mean, like, I always imagined this, but like to see it actually happen is crazy. Anyway, that's it. We'll probably polish the website further on the next episode. Um, Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching.